I'm sure you've heard of the movie Groundhog Day. In the movie, the main character, played by Bill Murray, wakes up to the same day every day, over and over and over again. He's trapped. He's repeating the same day ad nauseum, non-stop. And I'm sure your life can feel like this sometimes as well, just doing the same thing every day, time after time, day after day. The repetitive nature of life can really grind away. But today's proverb is going to have you thinking not so much about your daily activities, but about the repetitiveness of your sin and foolishness. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in repeating the same foolish and sinful habits day after day, year after year? It's a common problem, and Proverbs 26 verse 11 highlights it for us. As a dog returns to its vomit, so fools repeat their folly. As a dog returns to its vomit, so fools repeat their folly. Have you ever seen a dog eat its vomit? They do it all the time, right? It's filthy, stupid, and unnecessary. And we're rightly disgusted when we see it. But the author of Proverbs takes this image and turns it on us. Hey, do you know what else is filthy, stupid, and unnecessary? You, repeating the same mistakes again and again. I'm sure this challenges you as much as it challenges me. And what is it for you? Take a moment to ponder. What are those sins and foolish practices that you seem trapped in? Look, it's all well and good to identify what these sins and foolish practices are, but what do we do with them? How do we overcome? Well, it's not simple and it takes time, but here are some tips from the Bible that can help us be wise when it comes to these repetitive sins in our lives. Number one, remember that you're not a slave to that sin. Romans 6:17 and 18 says, "But thanks be to God that though you used to be slaves to sin, you have come to obey from your heart the pattern of teaching that has now claimed your allegiance. You have been set free from sin and have become slaves to righteousness." Remember that. You are free from that sin's power. Number two, catch the sin before you fall into it. 2 Corinthians 10 verse 5 says that we are to take captive every thought and make it obedient to Christ. So be alert. Know what tempts you and catch it before it stings you. Make it obedient. It's just a thought and it can be conquered. Number three, remember grace. We are saved by grace. Your sins have been forgiven and you are a much loved child of God. If you are a Christian, you are forgiven and clean because of the work of Jesus. So yes, take your sin seriously, but know that Jesus has cleansed you and is conforming you into his likeness. When you stumble, get back up and keep your eyes fixed on Jesus. Let's strive to be those who never return to our foolish and sinful habits, remembering that we are free from slavery to sin and that we are graciously being transformed into the likeness of Christ. Here's a challenge. Today, and every other day, but today, try to catch yourself before you fall into sin. Take captive that sin and make it obedient to Christ. Go in his peace and his power today.